I'm back. Rodrance for Black and White Network. Well, we're going to talk about AOC and we're going to talk about John Fetterman because, and I'll probably show you that video first. John Fetterman came out and answered, I guess, the impeachment advancement towards Joe Biden. And some video has surfaced of his reaction to that. And it's something akin to, I think my 10-year-old might have acted more grown up in his reaction to that. And we've got AOC. She shared a video about a week and a half ago of her talking about inflation being propaganda and not real. Now, guys, I don't know how you feel, but when I go to the grocery store or the gas pumps or any of that thing, inflation smacks me right in my pie hole. Even here in Texas, where things sometimes cost a little less than they do in other places. But shit, I sure notice how much. I went to Walmart the other day, and I spent over $100, and I looked in my cart and was like, wait, what? I was like, is this literally the same amount of stuff I used to spend like $37 on, and I spent like $104? It's brutal. Inflation is a bitch right now. AOC, Bernie Light is what I like to call her. She's a socialist. We know how she is. And she's a lunatic. Well, guess what? Her constituents are slamming the shit out of her. The people right there in her place are now slamming her for being, completely out of touch. Wasn't she the one that was supposed to be for the people? Oh, I'm for the little person in my $30,000 dress that said something about taxpayers. You couldn't take some of that money and give it back to your community? I guess not. Guess not. But first, let's go to John Fetterman. Now, look, the fact is McCarthy is moving forward with an impeachment of Biden and surrounding Hunter, yada, yada, yada. Let's see if Kevin McCarthy actually does anything about this. You know how this will go. Sources previously told Fox News Digital Republicans were planning to launch an impeachment inquiry into Biden this month. 3 separate GOP-led committees. I'm so sick of committees. Can anybody actually do anything? 3 separate GOP committees have investigated allegations that Hunter Biden leveraged his father's official government positions to secure foreign business deals. No shit, Sherlock. The open question for Republican lawmakers is whether President Biden ever personally benefited from his son's deals or abused the power of his office to influence them in any way. McCarthy said last month that an impeachment inquiry would only happen with a formal House vote. Well, John Fetterman, everybody's favorite version of Lurch that is actually a senator in Pennsylvania. Does anybody remember this guy? Yeah, that's right. Everybody's favorite former mayor of Mayberry. John Fetterman, have you stopped any jogging black men with shotguns lately? Just wondering. Have you done that? I know that used to be a hobby for you, so I don't know. And then waiting till the authorities get there, come point of fact, the black guy was just jogging. Yeah, trying to stay in shape, but you caught him outside somewhere with a shotgun. Whew. Guys, Democrats are racist. Just throwing that out. So anyway, this was Lurch's reaction. By the way, this is somebody on his campaign staff. He kind of looks like he should be in a loony bin. Like he could literally be, he's possibly going nuts. Probably trying to babysit this freaking dude, okay? So let's look at this. This is John Fetterman's reaction to the Biden impeachment.
Ask you about this news that Speaker McCarthy has formally launched an impeachment or has said he's going to.
Oh my God, really? Oh my gosh, it's devastating. Ooh, don't do it. Please don't do it. Oh no.
So we gotta run back to the office, but
Oh boy. Did you notice this guy trying to get him out of his guy has got oh shit all over his face. Like, I cannot imagine being assigned this job. And look at this guy's face in slow motion. He's like, look at that. Oh boy. Oh no, he's talking. Oh God, look at that. Oh shit. Oh shit. Yeah, that's and then he's out. My God. I mean, he's trending right now because of that reaction. And as you can expect, it is a lot of my 7-year-old would have handled that better. Like, how did this guy get in office? This is a legit senator answering a question about an impeachment involving the president of the United States and his crack-addicted son and all his business dealings. That is the answer you just garnered. Whew. All right. That's great. I mean, it's what are you voting for again exactly in Pennsylvania? I don't understand. Is AOC crazy? I think she probably is. I would guess. I mean, look at those eyes. If there's not crazy there, I don't know what to say. She looks like if you date her and then break up with her, your house is subject to be burnt to the ground. That's my feeling. She looks nuts. Didn't Alex Stein actually tell her she had a big fat ass outside of some steps? I can't remember. I don't know. Maybe I'm not remembering correctly. Is that right? Didn't he catch her going upstairs? We saw that video. The same guy that supposedly warded Brittany Griner in the airport. Residents in the New York area, represented by Representative Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, blasted her for sharing a video last month that said propaganda was being fed to the American public about inflation. She come out and she shared this video that basically says inflation is propaganda that's made up in the minds of, well, you and me, the everyday American. What? Okay, let's listen to this video.
Here's a video of Congresswoman Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez. She shared this about inflation. I'm going to see if you agree with it. Watch.
The propaganda around inflation and cost of living is so powerful that we forget the very basic fact that corporations set the prices for their products. If a corporation raises its prices and then makes record profits, that's not some invisible monster. It's just a bunch of greedy shareholders.
What's your reaction to that?
Wow. So it's propaganda. It's a bunch of it's the greedy shareholders that has caused the issue with inflation. Now, keep in mind, shareholders can in fact be everyday Americans that have invested their hard-earned money into said businesses, et cetera, but it's all propaganda. It's made up in your head. There's no such thing as inflation. You are not experiencing that when you go to Walmart and you get financially destroyed to buy some groceries every week. Got to buy some tires. It's everything, folks. I don't care what you're trying to buy right now. It's all went up. Used cars are ridiculous out of nowhere. I mean, it's nuts. I've been thinking about buying another car, finally getting rid of the shit box, getting into another vehicle, and I'm like, what's going on with used car prices exactly? I mean, why is certain car I was looking at 2 years ago now way more expensive 2 years later in the same make and model and year? Wait, how does that happen? It should have been cheaper now? It's 2 years older. But that's not what happened. And that carries over everywhere else. The price of everything keeps going up. Meanwhile, the corporations selling those things are massive profits, the video stated. The goal of the capitalists is to disconnect these two facts from one another, so they use this concept of inflation. The propaganda around inflation and cost of living is so powerful that we forget the very basic fact that corporations set prices for their products. Yeah, but even corporations have to pay said suppliers, yada, 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 yada. If a corporation raises its prices, then makes record profits, that's not some invisible monster. It's just a bunch of greedy shareholders. So once again, we've got socialists hating on capitalism, and they don't want people to be able to make money there either. Wow. So Ocasio-Cortez's constituents in the 14th district expressed their anger to the New York Post that Ocasio-Cortez dismissed the talk of inflation as, quote, propaganda. Wow, these were the very people she chose to supposedly support that are now way out on her. Way out on her. This is a good sign for Republicans because people are tired of this kind of rhetoric from socialist Democrats. They're fed up. All right? Fed up. The fact is, AOC believes she's some kind of a socialist rock star. And she's left the supposed people that was supporting her behind in the dust while she goes out and parties and has a great time everywhere. A 41-year-old certified nursing assistant and single mother of 3 told the Post, quote, is AOC crazy? I'd say yes. Yes, she is. Has she been to a grocery store recently? $1,000 ain't nothing no more. $100 ain't nothing no more. Maybe she should spend some time in the projects and really help people. Quote, I'm working 2 jobs just to survive, she continued. I kill myself just to feed my family. It's much worse now than it was before the pandemic. And I said, pandemic? A Hispanic retired school teacher from the Bronx snapped that AOC, quote, does not represent true Hispanic beliefs or values. Uh-oh. Yikes. Puerto Ricans have traditional family values which she does not represent. You have seen a flip in Hispanic districts in who they are supporting. They're voting a lot heavier on the R side than the D side. Why? Because they're tired of taking the D all the time from the Democrats. All right? And we're seeing it in South Texas, where notoriously Democratic counties are now turned red. Oh, yeah. By the way, they voted for Trump, but he lost, question mark? Or how about down in Florida in notoriously Democratic Cuban counties that are now voting Republican and did for Trump as well? But Trump didn't win, question mark? You see where I'm going with that, folks. And for her to act like as if inflation being something other than the government's fault. Well, since I don't have someone to pay for my $30,000 dress for a gala, everyday people notice that horse shit. Like she did, it's much easier for me to see the truth. AOC should not be in Congress, she concluded. She's not helping us. She's hurting us with her rhetoric and her policies. A 55-year-old man said, I had to cash in my 401k. I mean, this is not how America's supposed to be, folks. It's not. America is a business. We need a businessman to run America. We had one. The economy was firing on magnificent, large, ridiculous engine-fed cylinders when Trump was in office. It's easy to see that. All you got to do is see what has happened to your pocketbook since he was voted out, supposedly. The last few years have been very rough. You go into a store with $100 and it buys almost nothing. What did I just tell you guys a second ago? Went to Walmart, spent like $104, and I'm like, I've got nothing in my cart? Like 4 items in my cart. And I'm like, didn't I just spend like $37 on this 3-4 years ago? That's ridiculous. Have you thought about where you're going to be in another 3 to 4 years? If you keep voting these people in, I don't understand why AOC isn't taking this more seriously. She's not going to. She's not going to. They don't care about you. The very people that supported her, they don't care about you. They're not going to care. They don't care about the inflation affecting you. They don't care about the crime affecting you. Get rid of the poison. Right? Quit voting in the snakes. The one spitting the venom. The one poisoning you on a day-to-day basis. It's day-to-day life that really counts. And they don't care about it. They want to indoctrinate your kids. They want to make you broke. And they want you to be able to get knocked in the head when you walk down the street by some probably like trans activists, and they'll claim it's MAGA extremist Republicans. Lies, 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 lies. This is unbelievable, man. It really is. That's her area. That is her people. And that is a massively bad sign. And this was already showing up, like I said, during the Trump election. Hispanics are jumping in droves off of the Democratic train. And if you ain't noticed, so are some blacks out there now, too. If you got half a brain, you can see through the bullshit. You just got to do a little studying. It's easy. Pay attention to what's going on and turn off CNN and turn off MSNBC. The media is the real virus. AOC, you're the real virus. I might start calling AOC COVID. Is the C in AOC for COVID? Alexandria Ocasio COVID? She's poisoning you. Peace. I'm out. Till next time.